Hi, here's a quick guide for driving in Queens. The boss will jump and then do what people call punishment. After that, she shoots 3 poison puddles at the farthest player who is the bait/driver. Work your way starting from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Standing at 12 o'clock, ensuring you're aligned with the ad that spawns here, and that you're farthest away from the boss. The beam will rotate around the room, making a 170-degree angle from its starting point. This means you may safely stand at 6 o'clock without getting petrified by her beam. Notice how I end at 6 o'clock and the beam doesn't touch me. Then repeat until you reach 12 o'clock. One tip I have for driving is to run up a little, turn your camera, and back step to 6 o'clock. This is the safer alternative to simply walking from 12 to 6. If you are too slow to walk from 12 to 6, you risk getting petrified for 8 seconds. Once you arrive at 6, make sure you are sufficiently far from the boss because being closer than other players causes them to grab bait mark. Aligning yourself with this hourglass shape on the floor should be far enough. The point of driving and directing this laser is to petrify the ads that spawn around the room. By petrifying them, everyone can kill their designated ad and receive a buff that will allow you to run and jump as if you were out of combat. Driver typically kills either 12 o'clock or 10 o'clock ad, waits for tank to cleanse the pillars, and then runs up the 11 o'clock pillar. The ads that you kill and the pillar that you run up should be communicated with the tank and the rest of the team. Each pillar has 3 orbs you can take. These orbs give you a buff that prevents you from taking damage and dying from the huge poison puddle on the ground. Ideally, you only want to take 1 orb in case other people run up the same pillar as you, but each orb gives you a slight damage boost and some people will probably take more than 1. Notice how our tank had to fly to another pillar because there were no orbs left on the 2 o'clock pillar. 60% phase is identical to the 90% phase. She jumps, punishment, 3 poison puddles, and then 12 o'clock beam. Again, once I see the red indicator on the ground, I immediately start moving to avoid the beam. I stand at 6 o'clock, which will be the start of the second beam. Keep in mind that any ads you don't petrify will not give you the buff when you kill them. This will be important in the upcoming 30% phase since it's really annoying. If for whatever reason you don't get the buff from one ad, you can double up on other ads to receive the buff like this person did here. In 30% phase, instead of the ads spawning 3 per half of the room, 2 ads will randomly spawn in 3 possible regions of the room. The laser will also span 120 degrees instead of 170. You should still start at 9 o'clock and work your way to 12 o'clock, but anticipate that the ads will spawn randomly and you must start the beam on the second ad that didn't get petrified. However, I didn't do that here because honestly I thought the beam still went 170 instead of 120. Personally, this was my first time driving and I only had my permit up till now, so this was all new to me. Even with experience though, driving during 30% phase is not easy and mistakes are to be expected because the ads spawn randomly and the beam doesn't go very far. If possible, try to double up on the ads that do get petrified. Everyone can share ads, just make sure you're close enough to receive the buff. At worst, you will have to pop res charms and even party res to ensure the party doesn't wipe. It's not the end of the world if this happens, so don't beat yourself up over it. That's what we had to do here, so enjoy the rest of the video because this is how we solved it and killed it.